it takes quite a lot to shock me, particularly when it comes to foster care memoirs. I've read probably over 50 at this point, and most of the time, and I also read a lot of kind of child psychology books as well, and I've read a lot about different kinds of disturbing behaviours in children. But when it comes to Miller, I will be honest, I was definitely almost scared for Casey, and definitely concerned for his future. A Boy Without Hope is a Casey Watson foster care memoir that was released in 2018. I originally read it in 2019, and I've reread it again. And honestly, while I could remember, there were certainly definitely things that stuck out about this. As soon as I started reading it again, certain things came flooding back to me. And a few things didn't, and reading them again, they were just as disturbing as the first time. Miller was originally found with next to no clothing on the edge of a railway track. And needless to say, he was taken into care and he spent some time in care before getting to Casey. And it seems that nothing has gotten through to him. And he's a very wild, uncontrollable boy who does have the occasional glimmer of hope, or at least you can see hope in his future. But honestly, usually I can find something about the children in these memoirs to like, but with Miller, I just couldn't. All the way through it, there was nothing about him that I found hopeful, that I thought maybe if they tried this it would work, or with this kind of support maybe he would start to be a different person. With Miller, I really felt like the damage had been done and it was irreversible, and that's a tragic thing. Whether or not there is any improvement, I'm not going to say. But I don't really want to go into too much detail about his behaviour either. Usually I'm quite happy to divulge certain characteristics of the children to give you a flavour of what they're like, but with this one, you just need to read it. It's one that has to be read to be believed, because it really is just horrendous from start to finish, and it's so awful to say I read this and hated him, but I really, really did. It's a very gripping book for those very reasons. It's fantastic for all the wrong reasons, if you like. There are some grammatical errors, which is often the case with foster care memoirs, because I feel like they don't put their best editors on them, because they're not considered, highbrow literature and they'll sell regardless, which always irritates me because I feel like they're fabulous reads and very eye-opening and very informative, and they should put their better editors on them. And also the ending was very abrupt. I won't say why, but I feel like it was missing a couple of chapters. It wasn't, but it definitely felt like it just went, okay, we're slowly coming towards the end, and let's just stop now, and let's just move on. Which is a shame, because more than most memoirs, I really had a lot of questions that I really wanted answers to. Now, if Casey doesn't have those answers, then obviously, because this is based on truth, there is only so much that they can fabricate. But at the same time, part of me wishes they did just make it up. I know that would be wrong, but I really had questions to which I really wanted answers. But never mind. It is definitely worth reading. Yes, the grammatical errors and the abrupt ending made it less than perfect, but it's eye-opening, it's engaging for the right reasons, but shocking for obviously the wrong reasons. I won't say what happens anymore, but if you've never read any Casey Watson book, or any foster care memoirs, maybe don't start with this one, just because it will throw you in the deep end with just how psychologically damaged certain children can be. And it's better to maybe ease yourself in a little bit, but if, like me, you're a seasoned reader of these books and you've got nerves of steel for the most part, then definitely give it a go and let me know what you think. A Boy Without Hope may not be perfect, but it's one that I've still really enjoyed reading.